Not another werewolf story. Chapter 1. There was something in the air tonight. I couldn't shake the feeling that something was coming. Something big was about to happen. I didn't know what it was, but the feeling was so strong, I knew it couldn't just be in my head. Or could it? Ever since I was very young, my dreams, on occasion, would give me a heads up about a reality that would soon be taking shape. I never knew when it was going to happen. However, one thing that remained consistent was that the dreams always involved important people and events in my life. The first instance I can recall this happening, I was but 6 years old. I awoke to see my grandmother standing in the doorway staring at me. She lingered for a moment, giving a slight smile, before waving goodbye and then vanishing seemingly into thin air. I hadn't realized I had been asleep until I awoke to the sound of my mom crying. As she sat down on my bed and began to tell me, "Your grandma," I stopped her and I told her I knew. She'd come to see me in my dream. Although peculiar, this eventually was chalked up to being nothing more than a coincidence, by not only those around me, but by myself as well. That was, until it happened again about a year later. After the reaction the last occurrence had prompted, I decided it was best to keep these occurrences to myself. Tonight was similar, but something was different this time. I was awake. I sat there frustrated, unable to understand why no matter how good they were, or how many raving reviews my romance novels received, the werewolf books always seemed to be more popular. They had completely taken over the market, and I couldn't wrap my head around why audiences would favor these cheesy, completely fictional romances over more realistic ones. Perhaps readers desired an escape into a world of make-believe, where they could have unrealistically handsome, abnormally strong, powerful men. Men that were loyal for life after finding their fated mates, and who just so happened to transform into wolves. What a joke! How could anyone read those books without laughing out loud and rolling their eyes at the ridiculousness of it all? Chapter 2. I met Aria in my advanced college literature class, my final required course for my master's program. She was funny, sassy, and had an air of mystery about her. In fact, she was a lot like me. We got along great and had been close in class for the first half of the semester. That was until this morning, when one of the popular werewolf books slid out of her bag as she pulled out her notebook. When I saw it, my brow shot up, and I couldn't stop the smirk from spreading across my face. "What?" "Oh, nothing," I teased. "You don't like this book?" "I don't know. I haven't read it. I'm not really into all those make-believe, werewolf, and fantasy-type books," I replied, sounding as though my response had been laced with a sense of arrogance. I hadn't meant it to come out that way, but by the look she shot me, I knew it had, and I had struck a nerve. "I'm sorry. I didn't mean anything by it. I'm just more into regular romances."